Am I the asshole for calling my fiancé incompetent? My fiancé has a long history of either making no effort to learn basic tasks or doing them poorly, so I have to redo them. Examples: there are many more than just these three. 1. One time she called me while I'm at work asking her to come change her tire because she got a flat. I told her I can't leave work because I have an important meeting, and she will have to change it herself. She calls me again, 3 hours later, asking if my meeting was over and if I could help now. I asked why she didn't just put on her spare tire, to which she said didn't know how, so instead she went and got food at a cafe nearby and left her car. I asked why, in 2 hours, she didn't just Google how to change a tire. She said her dad has always come and changed her tire for her. I was pretty annoyed and told her I'm not her dad, so she will need to learn how to do these types of things, but ultimately left work to help her change the tire. She also hasn't made any attempt to learn how to change a tire since then. 2. We recently bought a home and it's the first time either of us have had a yard. We split chores evenly. In reality, I end up doing more, on top of all the cooking. I mowed the first week, and when the second week rolled around, I pointed out that it was her turn since the grass was getting long, and the next day was one of the few days where it wouldn't be extremely hot. She looked absolutely puzzled because apparently she just assumed I was always going to be the one to mow. She said she didn't know how to start the mower, so I showed her how to start it, adjust the height, add gas, etc., and she agreed to mow the next day. I came home from work and she hadn't mowed, and I asked why. She said she couldn't start the mower. It's a brand new Honda mower that's probably the easiest thing to start on earth. Annoyingly, the mower was in the exact spot from the day before, so I know she didn't even try. 3. Recently we bought new light switches, her request, since the old ones were ugly and cream-colored. There were about 16 of them in total that needed swapped out. I told her I would swap out the ones downstairs if she does the ones upstairs. I did mine that day, and she said she'd do hers later. Well, 5 weeks passed, and I asked if she was ever going to swap them out. She told me she couldn't figure it out. Mind you, I'd never done this before either, but I watched a 5 minutes YouTube video and just read the instructions, and it was pretty easy. I ask again if she is going to do them, and she says I'll probably just leave them as is since they don't look that bad. I was furious. She was the one who wanted them. I bought them. Because she took so long to do it, they were past the return date, so basically I'm forced to do it. I told her I'm tired of her weaponized incompetence, and she said she's not doing it on purpose, so then I told her maybe it's just regular incompetence then. She's still upset at me. Am I the asshole? I can understand her not wanting to change the tire, especially if it's in a dangerous spot, but dang, there's a bunch of options she could have chosen within those 3 hours. Not the asshole, but I think you've enabled her to this point. The problem is she doesn't make the effort and knows almost no matter what that you will just do the job for her. The red flag is waving right in your face. You are going to be in an extremely unhappy and potentially short marriage if this cannot be resolved. Not the asshole. She a master of weaponized incompetence, as you say. She deserved to be called out. Items 2 and 3 are super annoying. In her defense, I don't change my own tire either unless I'm in the middle of nowhere. This is why I have insurance with roadside assistance. So often it just isn't safe to change it if you're a woman alone. However, this does look like it's part of a larger trend, so I'll say not the asshole. Her father has trained her to ask a man to do man stuff. Unfortunately, reprogramming her trained behavior may be frustrating and difficult. It may be easier to call him and make him do stuff. I don't think this is weaponized incompetence because these aren't all common jobs that anyone can feel comfortable doing. Lawn mowing is the exception. Maybe it's just me, but I know loads of men and women who don't change tires or change their own light switches. There's a very real danger of doing it wrong. But if a man or woman pretends they don't see mess or can't do dishes, laundry, that's a different story, because they are such basic tasks that are required regularly for any adult. This feels like rage bait TB. Not the asshole. If you are a woman posting about her boyfriend who refuses to learn to do dishes or sweep the floor, these comments would be applauding you. She's intentionally refusing to learn how to do these chores, so you end up having to do them. Stop enabling her. Info: I think a breakdown of what each of you does around the house is required. Info: what qualities did you like to make her your partner? The tire thing, yenta, but the light switch thing, if neither of you knew, why not do it and learn together? Encourage her. She may not be confident with things like this. I'm definitely not, and feel much better if my partner and I work through things together. Doing the light switches separately screams weirdness to me. You have a shared house, why not share the learning of the new stuff instead of getting angry with her? Info: the examples you gave are of tasks that have serious safety issues if you make a mistake. Is she like this with tasks that carry little or no risk? IDK: all the things you mentioned, my husband just did those, I never had to worry about it. I mean, all of those aren't daily tasks. Those are things she may have been exposed to the first time with you. It also doesn't sound like you'll talk about things you just assume she will do everything you do. Your delivery makes you the asshole. Not the asshole, she is absolutely doing it on purpose. She got used to having guys in her life doing certain work. Everything you mentioned seems to be traditionally the man's role. I personally do not agree, but a lot of people do, and while she may actually not know how to do it, she is intentionally not learning. You need to have a sit down with her about this, otherwise you're going to be doing more than your fair share of the work forever. Start with the light switches and tell her that you will show her how to install one, and then she can do the rest. LOL, obviously it's on purpose. Not the asshole. If she is a functioning adult in other areas, like at work, she is playing dumb until you take over weaponized incompetence. If she also struggles in other areas, regular incompetence. Make this your hill to die on. She shows effort or you are done. Nobody wants a lifetime of this. 1. I know how to change a tire. 2. I've used a manual mover. Not gas-powered. 3. By changing out light switches, do you mean just the faceplates or the entire rewiring? Changing out faceplates is so simple. Been there, done that. In all honesty, though, this is the whole gender roles discussion. She sounds as if she was taught that men do certain roles and women have certain roles. Not excusing it, but not every girl comes equipped with her own toolbox. Here's the you tried teaching her. Instead of leaving it up to her Googling or YouTubing something, show her how it's done. Ask her what she needs help with. Some people are seriously worried about effing up something, myself included, and having someone to show how to do it instead of relying on them going out and discovering out can make all the difference. Info: what do you like about your fiancé? For a tire, I call a service. Electrical work. Maybe show her how rather than berate her. Be a team. To be fair, I know how to change a tire, but I physically cannot. Watching all the videos won't help me get those damn lug nuts loosened or jacking up the car. But that's what roadside assistance is for and why I have it. Jesus, you act like she doesn't know how to do laundry or use a vacuum. Get a grip. If I were you, I'd just mow, change the switches, tire, then tell her to do the cooking and cleaning, because your mother used to do it for you. See what she says. I just don't understand how people want to stay helpless and not learn things. I could let changing a tire slide, that scares me silly since I'm worried I won't tighten it enough. But changing a light switch? Mind-boggling. I just looked up how to change a light switch. It literally takes 5 minutes if you take your time with it, and it's easy as shit. You literally just unscrew the switch guard and switch, unscrew the wires on the old switch, screw them on the new switch, then screw the switch and plate back to the wall. There is no way she couldn't figure it out, LMAO. Not the asshole. Doesn't know how to use a screwdriver. What the actual fuck? Not the asshole, by the way. You sure you want a partner like this? Because this is her at her best behavior. No, it is obvious she will do nothing to help your situation and she expects you to do everything, so next time she suggests something needs done, make her do her half first. I can tell you her half will never be done, so your half will never be done, so then you won't have to do so much as for the yard, hire it done and make her pay half. Her half first, of course. Don't marry this woman unless you want to be taking care of her like a child for the rest of your life. Why would you marry her? Her attitude will not change. She's choosing weaponized incompetence. It's not going to change. If you're not okay with this, gift her membership to AAA and find a new